Welcome back to the Binge Warmers of Earth. My name is Steven.
My name is Hopper, the Xenomopper.
Yeah.
We looked at Alien Earth this week, the first 2 episodes. We'll do a little review and discussion for you guys. What do you think about this? Like, just right off the general impression?
Oh, 100% probably. I know it's early because we're about to get like four shows in the next like couple months. Okay. I think it's like TV show of the year for me.
It reminds me very, very much of that original Alien movie, like in tone and pace even.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, it's way darker and gorier right off the bat. There's some aliens mixed in there as well. People gave a lot of guff to Alien Romulus for like combining every movie into one movie.
I liked that though.
I did too, and I think this is doing that as well, where it's like, here's a little bit of the Colonial Marines, here's a little bit of like action, kind of like horror suspense from Aliens.
And we're on Earth instead of in a ship again, because I will say, after so many movies, I'm kind of tired of being on a ship.
We're still in a ship. It's just been crash landed.
It's been crash landed. There's Earth outside of it, so I'm okay. And they're in a hotel too. It's not, or the apartment complex too. So they're not just in the ship.
What do you think about the different types of synthetic life in this show?
I like that a lot. That they're kind of expanding on it, because we've only ever gotten the Weyland-Yutani like synths.
Yeah, the synths. Like in this, we already get like a cyborg.
Yeah,
that's really cool. And then the main like focus of the show is the hybrids, I guess. Like
hybrids, but I think they were called synthetics or something.
Well, they're in synthetic bodies, but they've got human brains.
Oh, so they're technically called a hybrid. If anyone's wondering, our consensus as a TV show, I give it a 10 out of 10 already. Early showings for me, 10 out of 10. Yeah,
it's tough to judge a show, but I think I genuinely enjoyed it.
First impressions for me are phenomenal.
Yeah.
But something I really liked about the show is like their delivery method, their vehicle of exposition, if you will. So when we get the first 4 families introduced to us, it's introduced to us as somebody teaching another guy who skipped social studies because he's out on like a tanker thing trying to get specimens.
It's like a research.
So like they're giving us exposition there on the families without just telling us as a reader. I really like that. And then later on, Des was talking about it. The children that are now in their hybrid things are talking about like, well, can we die? And they're like, oh, I don't think so. And then one of them's like, well, I bet if we got blown up or something. That's exposition to us. Like, they're not immortal. Yeah. They have ways of dying without...
To keep some suspense.
Yes.
They even say like, we could get eaten by a hippopotamus. Or
yeah,
something like that.
So I like the vehicles that they gave us of exposition. You know what I mean? I thought that was really clever.
Agreed. There's a... I think that's pretty much like the theme of the show, or like the running kind of... through line is like they're trying to beat technology to, because they're all trying to like beat death, but like they're with the synthetics, like those won't die, and we've seen that even with like the Alien Covenant, I guess. Like David, he was just a head, and they get put back together.
Yeah.
So there's a couple different ways of like beating death, and they're all kind of similar. Yeah. In the fact of like AI or like robotic life and. The Prodigy Company, which is like founded by this younger guy.
The kid genius is what they call him.
Yeah, he's like
the boy genius or whatever.
Like Peter Pan almost. He's very into Peter Pan. He like shows these kids Peter Pan before they go into sleep. And
their names are Lost Boy names and stuff. They're codenamed the Lost Boys.
Right. And so there's always been something a little sinister about Peter Pan. I think Once Upon a Time kind of landed on that.
One of my favorite seasons, dude.
So there's always been a little bit something sinister there. I think that's cool that we're kind of expanding on that. He's not like evil, but you can tell that he's like, and even Peter Pan, like, he kind of gets rid of the Lost Boys. He kind of disbands them once they grow up. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't really care about them afterwards. So you can kind of tell he's sort of using these kids. And there is a creepy element there. It's like it's kids involved, so it's a higher level of tension.
That's the thing I do like about him versus the other 3 families. The other 3 families in this, you got Weyland, you got Yutani, and who's the third one?
I think there's 4 different companies. I think Weyland-Yutani is one company.
But I think there are 2 families. There's 4 families that rule everything.
It's like company. They specifically say like companies.
Yeah, but I think Yutani's its own as well.
I'm pretty sure it's Weyland. You want to look it up?
Yeah, just look up the 4 companies. But as you're talking about that, I can still speak on this. The other ones, they all care about money. They all care about just greed and expanding their empires and stuff. This guy wants 2 things. 1, the advancement of human evolution. And 2, the reason why he wants the first one is because he wants someone who's smarter than him that he can have a conversation with. Yeah. So, like, while, yes, they're selfish, ultimately they are for the greater good of humanity, Like, this way that they've defeated death is actually for humans, All the other ones, they're not humans to begin, So how are we going to benefit from lack of death, Well,
and interestingly there, too, it's like a little bit of Ship of Theseus, because, like, you put the brain of the child into the body, but... They don't have a lot of the hormones that make people human.
Which they brought up, too. It's like, you don't feel this or that because your body's not giving those reactions. Yeah. Which that question's like, is there a soul involved in stuff? Because, yes, while some of it's going to be just straight up chemical reactions.
Biological or
There's the indomitable human spirit
Yeah.
that somehow defies things like that. Like when you should be sad, sometimes you are instead happy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's not anything about your chemical reactions. It's just some phenomenon that is being human, you know?
They still have like memories and like nostalgia. There's
Yeah.
like a big meme online. She's watching Ice Age,
Mm-hmm.
and her and her brother used to say like a phrase from is it the fourth movie, the continental drift. Or
It's crazy that we've got aged out of just like 10, 15 years ago. That would have been Ice Age 1.
Yeah.
But it's Ice Age 4 now that they're referencing. Everyone online's like, Ice Age has just been confirmed as, relevant.
I
And
know,
the thing, I'm
yeah.
like, shut up, dude. Shut up.
It was the tweet that I saw that made me laugh was like Ice Age is canon to the alien universe. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's just our universe, but later. You
Yeah,
know?
it's stupid.
silly.
What are the 4 companies?
So it's Wayland-Yutani is one, Prodigy is one, Lynch, Dynamic, and Threshold. So there's 5 companies.
5. They said 4 though.
Well, there's 4. Prodigy's a new company. Like, that's
Gotcha.
pretty new. It's taken over a lot of like real estate
Yeah.
early on. And it kind of made me wonder like why is there military on Earth if like it's just companies?
Mhm.
They like, you see the boy genius talking to Dexter, boy genius.
Yeah.
Sorry. They saw him talking to Yutani over the Wayland-Yutani Corporation, and he was like, "Yeah, have your lawyers get with mine." And, like, so it's like, okay, they're not really like nations; they're sort of just corporations.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would there even need to be like a military presence? But I think we both know they're trying to. It's like a little bit of a dick showing contest
Yeah.
here, or dick.
And I think
measuring
it's also,
contest.
I think each of them own their own small private armies,
Yeah.
Because there was a book series I read as a kid where like the companies basically took over and like the nations were kind of how Parliament is, but the Queen doesn't have any power, but the Queen's there.
Yeah.
It's the same in the book series I read. Like the nations were there, they didn't have any power. It was all the families behind them. So like
Yeah.
it was like North America, and then there was a Chinese one, and then like an Asian one, a separate Asian one, and stuff like that. That's basically how Earth is now. It's ruled by these companies. You probably still have some sort of Congress and
Yeah.
like country governments, but they're not doing anything. They're just doing whatever the companies tell them to do.
It's very interesting, and it's kind of like, I mean, it's sort of the source of the problems in all the alien movies is this like
Wayland.
it's like this reach for like more power, more understanding, or more just like it's the things you shouldn't be thinking about
Yeah.
or reaching into. Like the xenomorph should never be touched because it's always hell.
Yeah.
Anytime one egg gets discovered, it's like there goes a whole species. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then Wayland's like, no, we can do something with that.
Yeah.
We can study it, and then we'll make a bunch more money. How do you need more money? You know what I mean?
Right, especially if you own like half of the countries on
Yeah.
Earth and like
And
several
planets,
and shit.
colony
Yeah.
planets where you have slave people, indentured servitude, where like we saw it in Romulus, like you'll never be able to work off your debt kind of thing.
There's a little bit of that in this, but I think it's more manipulated by the girl. But like the guy was basically trying to get out of his servitude, and his sister, who was put in this like robotic body, can somehow unintentionally by like the creators, like they didn't mean to give her this power, but she can like interface with data. And
well, they don't even know if they gave her the power. They've asked several times, like, because she'll manipulate things in the show through the screens, and you hear the boy genius at one point say, "Did we give her that?" They don't know.
Yeah.
It could be the combination of combining human spirit with a robot body kind of thing. So there's a lot in here that we don't know yet about them as a people, which I think is going to be super interesting to really dig into.
I was surprised to know that like, or I guess I was surprised to find out that this was more like Alita Battle Angel.
Yeah.
Or Ghost
Great
in the
movie, by the
Shell.
way.
Oh yeah, good movie.
I love Alita Battle Angel.
People keep like campaigning for a sequel, but
Yeah, the
to get
guy
this-
James Cameron wants them. For some reason, he just hasn't made them.
I don't know. He's busy with Avatar, I guess.
Probably.
But it's sort of this interesting mix of like sci-fi and action as well, because like you get the the hybrid people or whatever. They've got all these like advanced senses and all these advanced like powers, like they're super strong, durable, and all that stuff.
Super fast.
You even get like the synthetic. I think the what you call it, the Timothy Olyphant character, and he's
Love
very,
him, by the way. If anyone's
yeah.
wondering, my favorite character in the whole show right now.
He's very reminiscent, maybe just like the hair, or like the
Yeah.
attitude, something. He's very reminiscent of David from Prometheus and
Yes, dude. When I see him, I just feel calm though. Like
Really?
he's like a guy who just has everything in control. He's
I don't
never
know.
flustered. He's never freaked out.
Well, he's a synth.
I know,
he's
but like
that.
his whole just presence calms me down. Whenever he's in a scene, I'm like, okay, we can breathe for a second. Nothing's crazy happening on this man's watch. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that right now.
He keeps like reinforcing this idea of evolution. Like,
Yes.
you're not animals. Animals don't feel fear. Like,
Yeah.
let's go. Let's get
Yeah.
this done. 'cause
He
we're
tells
not
them, "Is like
animals."
you as humans used to be food. You're not
Yeah.
food anymore." And he goes, "Or at least you think you're not food." He's got some of the best line deliveries, dude. I'm telling you.
And I like that idea because like we see all these rich people in that apartment complex, like make believe like playing like
Yeah.
like
like 1700s.
Yeah, like
Old English
what is
wigs and
the
stuff.
let them eat cake lady?
She was French. Marie Antoinette.
Marie Antoinette. It kind of felt like that, where it was like, we're overly rich and posh, and we're kind of hyperfixating on this for our party, and then the xenomorph just comes in and
rips them all out. Cuts one guy in half. He's still crawling.
That's crazy.
That was creepy, dude.
This might be because I mean, in the past we've seen xenomorphs just like try to propagate. Even in like Romulus, it's like sticking people up to the walls. You know what I mean? And like it's always trying to get more xenomorphs made. But in this one, this fucker, for whatever
just
reason,
wants to kill.
This is like the tiger of xenomorphs. It's just ready to go. Dude.
Yeah, which I really love that too. That's a cool aspect of this new show, guys, is the fact that we already get the alien. Like most of the time, most of the movies, the first half is like the facehugger hurts someone, we don't know what's going on, and then halfway through you get the alien kind of thing.
They honestly flash through like the beginning of the show, like the first, I would say like 5 minutes, 10 minutes is like a full alien movie.
Yes.
Like it's like a research crew, one of the facehuggers like gets somebody, and it's like we see flashes of it while the title's playing.
I don't even think the facehugger was the first part. I think a different specimen came out because we saw several deaths in that ship from other specimens, and I think throughout the chaos, someone just broke open a facehugger glass container at some point.
I can see that for sure. And that's sort of what I like about the show. It's not just the xenomorph.
Yes, dude.
There's like all these different creatures. It's like this tick thing that
oh,
sucks
it's
your
so
blood.
creepy. I was telling Hopper while we were watching, I was like, Hopper, I can't deal with creepy crawlies getting in ears and stuff, dude. But it like sucked the blood out. It completely sucked all his blood out.
It was like a big fat bloated dude after the end of it too.
Yeah.
There was two of those. There's like a big plant that looks like or a big animal that looks like a plant. And it's got its like weird little tentacle thing going on. And there was like some kind of flying creature like still in the cage. I don't think we've seen that one yet.
Yeah, and then there's that eyeball.
Eyeball was another standout.
Oh, it was fast too, dude. It was creepy.
Poor cat got sacrificed to the eyeball.
Yeah, man. I was like, oh, that cat's alive, and I was like, that cat's not alive. There's something going on with that cat. Oh, but I love the creepy element. I like the setting shifts that they do. None of them felt jarring, and there's like 4 or 5 different settings that they're juggling through. You know, you've got the research base where the boy genius is. You've got the ship. Then you've got the apartment complex that the ship is inside. You get a few flash outs of like, you know, with the brother is in a medic school, but he's also in the military kind of thing. So you get some like real world settings as well. Really cool settings in this one as well.
I really like the camera work a lot of times, or like I guess the editing. Like they would do like a lot of these cross fades, like these very slow, and like that was the Sid the Sloth thing too. Like they were like superimpose the sloth, like she was like remembering it, you know. There was a lot of times where like Timothy Olyphant would be giving a speech or something, her face, the brother's face. That's the plot of this so far. These first 2 episodes, it's this girl whose body like was sick, so she got put into this robot, and then she's trying to find her brother because they're kind of being kept secret. They're not like fully out as
probably
like a
breaking some
thing.
Human laws.
I mean, probably
human ethics laws.
Especially with kids, like you kind of get those weird vibes, you know. But so they're keeping that kind of quiet. So she's like trying to find a way to find her brother. She's watching him on CCTV, and then the brother has to go with the rest of his squad to like go investigate. And like they even said something really chilling, which was like, find the rich people and evacuate them first. They said something like that. And I was like, oh, that's kind of pointed.
So bad, dude. Oh.
So, but that's the plot. The girl basically says like we should go help because we're not human. Like we can't get hurt. You know, we're got all these powers. We're strong and fast and whatever. So we, you know, takes this like sword off of her paper cutter and takes her walrus toy, and they all go to the
She has like a whole bunch of stuffed animals to this. It's really funny. It's interesting too. I don't know how you feel about it. I think the actors did really well being adults portraying kids. I think that was really good. It
was maybe a little bit too much, but like they're kids in like weird robot bodies. They're gonna act like
that. Yeah. 2 things I really liked. One, they got the secret out of the way real quick in a funny way of when she finally meets up with the brother. The brother's like, oh, this is your sister. And you find out really quick. Usually in these kinds of shows, you'll find out in like the last episode. Yeah. You know, and I'm like, can we get to the point here? Can we just get to the point? So this one, it happens in the 2nd episode, which is crazy. Another thing I really like is you get sucked into these episodes. Like, they're an hour long. Yeah. The second one happened, and there's what we think is like, the climax of it, right? So, we're going to go do this thing. And then music starts playing. And I'm like, it's weird they're playing this music right now. Cut the credits. And I was like, oh my God. Neither of us knew it was over. You know what I mean?
The pacing, I was going to say. Did you feel it was a little slow on the pacing or no?
No, I thought the pacing was perfect.
See, I liked the way it was told. I've seen a bunch of people complain that it was a little slow, like it kind of paced.
I don't think at all. I think it was perfect. Yeah. I mean, if I'm sucked in and I genuinely don't know 2 hours have just gone by, the pacing was perfect for me. Yeah. There wasn't a single part where I was like, okay, this is kind of boring. Let's move to the next thing. I think they moved from point to point perfectly. Yeah. I don't see a pacing problem at all with this show.
This is Noah Hawley, who did Legion, right? And he did like I think he did the
yeah.
Fargo show
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Legion.
I wasn't a fan of Legion, so I'm glad. But I heard nothing but good things about Farley.
I've seen Farley. The first season of Fargo is really good.
Fargo, I'm stupid. Fargo.
It's all good.
Our buddy Nathan was big into Fargo when it came out.
Yeah, the first. Well, it's like so many different seasons. It's kind of like the American Horror Story thing, where like we're doing a different plot each season. So like you can kind of hop off whenever. But first season was really good. It was pretty much just like the movie again, I think. No, but the xenomorph really goes to town. We kind of mentioned that earlier. The brother evades the xenomorph like 3 different times. It like they're at like this broken stairwell and they have to like jump across, and he sees it like come out of a hole in the ceiling. And then, like, he's in that room with all the fancy people getting shredded up, and he's, like, got someone on top of him, so he's kind of good there. And then the xenomorph, like, tackles him off of a building, like, in the last couple minutes of the second episode.
Yeah.
Do you think he's gone, or you think he's come back?
No, I don't think they build it up that much just to kill him instantly.
I was going to say, that would be a really tragic thing to do.
Yeah, but I could see it happening.
Because I'm invested with this character now, you know what I mean?
I like him.
So, it's kind of crazy. But
I mean, the scene right before that, when his buddy gets the alien mouth in his, and then he's just ripping his body all over the place, dude. Terrifying imagery.
Did you like the cyborg guy?
I love the cyborg guy. I want to know more about him.
Yeah, he's got these weird, like, he kind of had this, like, flamethrower thing come out of his arm. He was, like, coldly, like, sealing himself in the room while the other people were getting murdered on the other side.
His arm, too, it never changes from that, like, translucent thing, too.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's funny, too. I thought it was funny. The cyborg is black, and he locks up one of the guys. And the guy is also black, and he goes, "Brother, come on, man. Don't leave me here." And the guy turns around and is like, "Oh, you're trying to appeal to that." He's like, "I'm not your brother." And he's like, "I'm not your brother," and he leaves, kind of thing. It's so funny
because he's working for the Weyland-Yutani Corporation.
Yeah,
still.
and that's where I think too. I think because he's cyborg, I think Weyland-Yutani's just taken him over. Like he's not even human anymore.
Could be. We saw that in Romulus where they like the programming just best interest of the company.
Interest of the company.
Yeah, that stinks, dude. What about he had like this like weird gun that like shot out this like organic looking bag thing.
It also shot out the electric like neutralizer as well,
thing,
and then he like changed it and it shot out that weird.
That's a very utility heavy gun.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And it's also like you used it, but the guy can cut out of it very easily, kind of thing.
I was like, how you going? Because he's carrying around the xenomorph, and this is the xenomorph, but he's got him in like a bag, like carrying around like on his shoulder.
Yeah, dude, like the Grinch Stole Christmas type.
Very funny.
Very. And he was scared though. He's like, "Don't show fear." So I guess the cyborg is still capable of human emotions, kind of thing.
I guess so. I think so. And I don't know what that xenomorph's deal was, but he got right up on him and just decided not to.
Yeah.
I guess there was some sort of like chemical imbalance, or he can like kind of sense something going on.
Kind of like that After Earth stuff.
Yeah, you got
hide your fear,
not show fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, good show. What else are you expecting from this season coming up?
I'm expecting a Predator by the end of it.
I don't think we get a Predator.
I'm expecting a Predator, and I will absolutely hate on this movie show if it doesn't come up.
Here's my opinion, right? I think Predator is like this kind of like, I wouldn't say it's like, to be honest with you, I love Predator. Don't think this is like a bad thing or like a look down on the Predator franchise. But the aliens are more like high concepts, like this kind of like how do you say like
I don't know, you're coming off pretty pretentious right now.
Right, they're more pretentious, right? Like they're more like high art. They're more considered like high art.
Yeah, sure.
So for a Predator to show up in an Alien movie would be more distracting rather than an alien showing up in a Predator movie.
It'd be awesome.
It would be, and I love that. And if we get that, I'll start beating my meat right on the scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think if anything, an alien might show up in that damn Predator movie because we've already seen a power loader and we got a Weyland-Yutani android. Mm-hmm. So if there's not an alien in that movie, there might be one in the sequel. That's all I'm saying. Like there's a lot of overlap in that movie.
That's my hopes for the show. Other than everything it's doing now, if it just keeps the energy and keeps the pacing of these first 2 episodes, I think this entire series is just going to be a hit.
I think there's going to be some big reveal with that little boy, the company that...
Oh, the smart guy?
Boy genius.
You think he's not real?
I kind of think he might already be an android or something.
No way.
I kind of think he might have already put his brain in a robot.
But he was eating an apple.
Yeah, that's kind of symbolic too. You get like...
Adam and Eve type stuff?
Yes, and also the, like Isaac Newton got hit in the head with an apple. Mm-hmm. Symbol of like wanting more, like almost like reaching too deep kind of thing.
Interesting. I like that. Well, if you guys have watched it, what have your thoughts been on it? Are you excited for this new alien stuff? Leave us down in the comments what you're expecting from the show. Did you like the pacing? Did the pacing sound bad to you? Was it a lot of people saying that the pacing was bad or just a few?
That was my biggest complaint, but that was my biggest complaint that I've seen.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people are just on their phones and used to Flappy Bird or whatever the hell.
Yeah. But leave all those comments down below, guys. Stay tuned. We're going to be coming this episode by episode starting this week on the podcast. We'll be a couple days behind. Obviously, this comes out on Monday. Episodes come out on a Tuesday. So just stay tuned. We'll have our reviews out, and you can come leave your thoughts on them in the comments down below. We'll see you next week.